The Mountain Province State Polytechnic College, or MPSPC, is the most well-regarded educational institution in the Central Cordilleras of Northern Philippines. Majority of its students, employees, and professors trace their roots from indigenous peoples or IP communities. Because of this, and with the main campus situated right in the heart of IP domain, the MPSPC is in fact in a very unique position to take on a crucial responsibility. That is, harnessing the strength of concepts that are indigenous to the Cordilleras, which could help address various problems in the global community. This responsibility was epitomized by a major project this 2018, an international forum which harvested a myriad of ideas from academics, community workers, and culture bearers, all sharing stories that could affect positive social transformation of global IP villages in the 21st century. This is the MPSPC's first International Forum on Innovations for Indigenous Peoples' Empowerment and Social Transformation. This first of many future fora began in earnest. Government leaders, field experts, students, and laypersons alike trooped to the Tungab Pastoral Complex, the venue for the entire 3-day event, just a few minutes away from the MPSPC campus in Bontoc Mountain Province. Delegates from abroad flew in via Manila and negotiated the hours-long drive to this mountainous territory, home of the indigenous Igorot peoples. The guest list drew in names from Poland, Taiwan, Vietnam, and especially Indonesia, which sent a number of representatives. The Indonesian delegation raised their support one step higher by becoming a co-convener of the forum through the Yayasan Global Banjar Internacional and its Wow Ballet initiative. Setting the tone of homage to indigenous culture, the forum commenced with indigenous rituals. A flower offering by elders from Bali, Indonesia, the ceremonial tekwab given by elders from Bontoc, Ili, and the ugayam, sung by a culture bearer of neighboring town Sadanga. The MPSPC minstrels, meanwhile, took the guests through a tour of the Cordilleras through their songs. Five streams make up the main focus of this year's forum. Good governance, focusing on grassroots initiatives in local governments. Cultural studies, focusing on ecological conservation and regenerative knowledge. Education, focusing on transformative education and views about the Indigenous Peoples Education Program in the Philippines. Entrepreneurship, focusing on the rise of enterprising IPs. And climate change, focusing on community-based disaster risk reduction management. Selected presenters hail from premier state universities, top-performing government agencies, and award-winning civic groups of the Philippines, especially from the Cordilleras.
Many sectors of the community are supportive despite these challenges. We hope
The lineup of keynote speakers included personalities who are acclaimed for their untiring service to grassroots and indigenous communities in their homeland.
About this respect for our heritage values, we see it not only in TV shows now and then, but also in textbooks that actually misrepresent what is really a Cordilleran, what is an Igorot.
if we want to talk about transformation or innovation, you need to have a new structure. Because structure affects culture, and culture affects your future. I think that's very important.
So it's not just about, being so smart out there in the air, but it is putting all your ideas on the ground to make the lives of the less fortunate. So landing.
Roads are good, but they can be not good. Critical thinking. Kasi minsan, ang solusyon ay nagiging problema. So, not all development is good. We have to have critical, responsive, appropriate development.
What is important is that we have the common purpose, and that is to respect the people that we are facing with.
Bundok exists now because the Chico River Dam didn't prosper. Through the resistance of the Bondocs and the Kalikas, defied the implementation of that project. Why? Because in the first place, there was no consent for them.
Not settle for the status quo, not settle for. Hindi pa kayo nagtatrabaho ng bakit ang dami nating plano na pero walang nangyayari. We should be built for success. Okay? We should start thinking about planning for failure.
That there shall be created an autonomous region for the Cordilleras and Muslim Mindanao. Why do we advocate this? Because it is in the national legal system, and in effect, it recognizes or gives us the chance to revive as much as we could from pre-colonial village practices and custom, manage our resources, so on and so forth.
I heard that a lot of indigenous people come up to me today and say, well, the indigenous way, this is how we do it. And sometimes when you're academics, you get together and you get very smart and you have a lot of ideas, but none of it can do anything with it. Well, that's one truth, probably. But another truth, like I said, it's going to take all of us. This is an inclusive world, an inclusive party, an inclusive celebration. The moment that you segment yourself, you can never expand.
All of the keynote speakers imparted valuable knowledge and necessary criticism of the status quo within and outside grassroots communities around the world. Their speeches were powerful invitations to collective action. By the end of the 3-day forum, all delegates were encouraged to participate in the Langay Festival, the official convergence festival of the 10 towns of the Mountain Province. The forum, in fact, was made to coincide with this cultural extravaganza. For an international conference that celebrates the strength of indigenous lifeways, the Langay Festival proved to be a rich, immersive experience. Despite inevitable birthing pains, the MPSPC is now truly inspired to expand its international linkages. A second international IP forum is now in the works to gather more voices that reaffirm the importance of indigenous knowledge and solutions in the world today. With the institutionalization of this International Forum on Indigenous Peoples, the MPSPC is now a most fitting academic leader to guide the nation back to the genius of our indigenous culture.